Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to Wainwright. We've got playoff action for you tonight. It's game three of the opening round between your Wainwright Rustlers and the Oyen Eagles. The Rustlers tied up the series last Saturday night with a close victory here on home ice. They lost game one in Oyen 7-3, and they're looking to take the lead for the first time in this series as they battle the Eagles once again here on home ice in game three. Game four will be tomorrow in Oyen, and game five, if necessary, back here in Wainwright on Saturday or Sunday evening. And we are off. Rustlers win the opening draw. It's Fletcher down the right wing, skates it across the blue line, cuts the outside, throws a backhander on net, just wide. Connor James fires one on goal from the point, but it's scooped up by Eagles goaltender Mason Fildy. The starting goaltender for your Rustlers tonight, Thomas Eisenman, to our right-hand side. Fletcher wins the draw again. Leggett's backhander wide of the net. The Eagles are able to chip it out to the neutral zone, and the Rustlers dump it back in. James picks off a pass in the neutral zone, kicks it forward to himself, but can't get a stick on it. But Fletcher's going to scoop up a loose puck just on his side of center ice, skates it across the blue line. His shot blocked. He battles for it along the wall. Hamilton comes away with it, slides the puck out in front, but it goes off a stick. And now the Eagles the other way. That stretch pass, though, looking for Jaden Smith, was out of his reach. No icing, and the Rustlers turn it up. Dicker receives a pass just outside the blue line and dumps it in. The Eagles ring it around the wall, and it takes a nice bounce out onto an Oyen stick. And it was Thornton who was being harassed by Berg. And then Berg with a good shot block there. Rustlers able to get it out, and the whistle blows, though. It's going to be a penalty against the Rustlers. A slashing call, and it's going to be the captain, Josh Berg. Rustlers win the draw, and Huxley rips it around the wall, but doesn't get it out across the blue line. Miller picks it up and feeds it to Huxley in the neutral zone. He skates it in. Little toe drag around the defender. He ends up in the corner and plays it in behind the net. But the Eagles pick it up and come the other way. That pass is behind Dorwicks, and the Eagles have to regroup. Now they're able to dump it in. Smith picks it up along the wall, skates it into the corner, feeds it ahead to Dorwicks. Smigelski tries to feed it to the point. Fletcher gets a stick on it, and now he might have a chance. He has to chase it down into the corner, so he skates it in behind the net. He's got Tipler with him. He throws it out in front towards Tipler, who got a stick on it, but not enough to put it on goal. Now the Eagles throw it in deep. Goslin couldn't handle it in the corner. The Eagles skated out in front and put a little half wraparound attempt on net. And Eisman holds on to that one for the whistle. The Eagles win the draw, and that shot goes wide of the net. From the point now, Bolke spins around, feeds it to Thornton, back to Bolke. Dumanowski gets hit along the wall, and the Rustler is able to chip the puck out to the neutral zone. 30 seconds remaining in the Berg penalty as the Eagles send it in behind the Rustler net. Eisman comes out to play it, gives it to Goslin, who clears it around the wall and down the ice. Eagles dump it in. Eisman once again comes out and plays it. This time, plays it off the glass himself. Berg is out of the box. As Bolke put a shot on net, and Eisman kicked it into the corner. Now the Eagles from behind the net. Pass one out in front into the low slot. And now the whistle blows. It's going to be a slashing penalty once again, this time against the Eagles. It's going to be Christopher Peacock heading to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. And shortly after killing off a penalty of their own, the Rustlers will get a power play opportunity here. Huxley, Hamilton, and Dicker with the James brothers on the point for this power play unit. Connor James fires one from the point. It goes just over the net. And we get a whistle. It's going to be a high stick against the Rustlers. Not the penalty variety, just the blow it dead variety. And the faceoff will come outside the blue line. And now Connor James from his own blue line. Skates it through the neutral zone, gains the zone. But then the Eagles quickly strip the puck away and clear down the ice. Hamilton carries it across the blue line down the right wing, slams on the brakes and fires the puck out in front of the net. Well, nobody could get a hold of it, and the Eagles cleared again. 40 seconds gone in the Rustler power play now. And Carson James will pick up the puck behind his own goal. Hamilton gets it across the line, feeds it over to Carson, over to Connor. He didn't get much on that pass, and it was knocked away by Von Straught out to the neutral zone, but the Rustlers quickly enter the zone again. It's Huxley chasing it down in the corner. He gets muscled off the puck, and the Eagles clear again. 45 seconds to go in the Rustler power play, and they're getting the second unit out there. Now Connor James down the left wing. Fires one towards net, but it goes off an Oyen stick and over the glass, so we get a whistle. Just a little over 5 minutes gone here in the first period and 27 seconds remaining on this Rustler power play. Eagles win the faceoff, but they're not able to get it across the blue line. Fletcher stops it there. Now Goslin from the point. His shot right on goal through the traffic, but Fidley with the save. And then the Eagles able to clear it once again. And that will all but do it for this Rustler power play opportunity. As Peacock now steps back on the ice, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Fletcher down the left wing, got his pocket picked. And then Thornton picks off Goslin's pass, fires a shot on goal. Eisman got a piece of it, and it ends up in the corner. Now a quick shot from a weird angle. Looks like it caught Eisman by surprise, but he was in the right position and made the save. Oyen dumps it in again. Eisman leaves it there for Miller. He steps out, looks for the stretch pass, and he hits Mullet. Mullet in alone, and he tries to go far side over the blocker, but Fidley got a piece of it. Now Chase Fletcher chips it into the corner. Mullet tried to pull it out in front of the net. Now the Rustlers are going to get another power play chance here. The ref's hand is up. The whistle blows, and it's going to be Taylor Pierce. It's going to be holding. And Wainwright will have the man advantage once again, looking to break this scoreless tie. And we'll redo the face-off here. And the Rustlers win it. Back to James at the point, and he dumps it in as he was being pressured. Connor gets it back. Feeds it across to Huxley. Back to Connor. He's got his brother looking for the one-timer, and he didn't get much of it, but it just barely trickled by the side of the goal. Carson fires one towards the net, but it's blocked. The Eagles pick it up, and Hoffman bangs it off the glass and down the ice. Connor James through the neutral zone. Skates it down the right wing. Feeds it to his brother at the point. His shot tipped a couple times on its way to the net, but Fildy makes the save. And Oyen's able to clear it again. And we're going to get another whistle, another penalty. It's been a parade to the penalty box so far. It's going to be a cross-check against Adam Huxley as the Rustlers take a penalty while they're on the power play. And that man advantage goes by the wayside. So we'll have 1:04 of 4-on-4 hockey. And the Eagles win the draw. That shot from the point, knocked down by Eisman, and he jumps on it to get the quick whistle. Oyen wins the draw again. It's Thornton in the corner, throwing it out in front from behind the goal line. Now the puck ends up behind the Rustler net. Fletcher picks it up, skates it a little bit, feeds it over to Carson Fletcher. He'll get it back to Blake Fletcher, who just barely stayed on side, and a chance there. But the shot goes wide. The Oyen bench was up in arms, thought that play was offside. But no harm, no foul. And now Blake Fletcher has his stick held, and we're going to get yet another penalty. It's going to be holding the stick. It's going to be Kagan Rude heading to the box for holding the stick. And for 23 seconds, we will have the rarely seen 4-on-3 power play for the Rustlers. It's going to be Dicker and Hamilton with the James brothers behind them. Lots of ice for the next 20 seconds. Rustlers win the draw. It's Carson fires a shot that Fildy just got a piece of it. Now the Rustlers barely able to keep it inside the blue line, but they do. Connor James able to keep the puck in the zone, but Oyen picks it up, sends it down the ice. That'll do it for the 4-on-3. Pierce steps onto the ice and hustles to the bench. We got 4-on-4 hockey for 50 seconds. Hamilton drops it at the point, but there was nobody there to pick it up. Dorwicks skates it down the right wing, spins around in the corner, feeds one out in front, but Eisman makes a good save with the left pad. Now out in front, Eisman took a whack at it with his goalie paddle. It popped way up in the air, but the Rustlers were able to bat it down the ice. Now Oyen gains the zone and fires a shot well wide of the net, bangs off the end boards and out of the zone. Now Fletcher chips it off the wall, tries to chase it down himself, but he got knocked down, and then the Eagles send it down the ice, no icing, as the Rustlers just now return to the power play. James comes in, fires a shot just wide. Huxley picks up the rebound, gets it back to Connor James at the point. He fires another shot kicked aside by Fildy, and the Rustlers struggling to pick up rebounds today. Plenty of shots on goal, 6 of them already, 7 now, but they have yet to been able to pick up a rebound and get a second opportunity. .9:45 to go in this opening period as Tipler receives a pass at center ice. Slowly skates it into the zone, tries to feed it out front to Mullet, but he got a stick tied up. That's Oyen pass off the mark, but the linesman say it was deflected, no icing. Now the Eagles try to send it in deep, but Logan Bolke got a little too much air under that one and sent it way up into the netting. And now a chance in tight for Miller, and he puts it off the side of the net as he picked up the loose puck right on the faceoff dot, and now we get a puck into the crowd. Nearly caught a group of young fans down there beside the penalty box, but everybody is okay down there. Great chance for Ty Miller, picking up a loose puck on the faceoff dot and just missed the outside of the post. Hamilton in for the draw now against Thornton. And Hamilton wins it back to Miller. Miller fires one, but it's blocked. The Eagles chip it out to the neutral zone. But Miller puts a stop to that, gets the puck back into Oyen territory. And then Hamilton thought he had kept it inside the blue line, but the linesman says otherwise. And we get an offside call. And now we're going to get another penalty. It's going to be Cody Woodward this time. And it's going to be a hook as he got tangled up with an Oyen player in the neutral zone. And he'll serve two or less. And we got 8:25 left in this first period. And the Rustlers back to the penalty kill. They win the draw, and Goslin hammers it around the wall and out to the red line. Huxley with a good play along the boards to pick that puck out from some skates and flip it down the ice. Then he shares some words with the Eagles bench. And now Oyen crosses the blue line. A little miscommunication for them right at the blue line. Oyen was clearly offside, but I don't know if the linesman had called it. But regardless, the Rustlers pick it up and get the puck deep and then get some fresh legs out there. Rude with the puck now, skates it across his own blue line. Ahead to Smith. And he feeds it forward to Dorwicks. His backhander goes off the side of the goal. And the Rustlers clear it down the ice as Blake Fletcher getting a hold of that one and killing more time off this Woodward penalty. Miller, nice patient play as he had chipped the puck into the zone, didn't realize the teammate was offside, so he had to hold up. Tried to feed the puck out in front. But now Oyen picks it up, skates down the ice. Thornton gets it across to Bolke, who rings it around the wall. Smigelski plays it in deep. Now he gets it back at the half wall, sends it in behind the net again. Berg trying to chase it down. Thornton's there pressuring him, but Berg able to pick it up Play it all the way down the ice. And Woodward is standing ready to step back onto the ice, as he does now, and the Rustlers kill off another penalty here in the first period. Woodward then throws a good hit seconds after stepping out of the penalty box, getting himself right back into the game. The Rustlers flip it out to center ice. And Thornton got his pocket picked. Puck ends up on Berg's stick, but his pass gets knocked down. The Eagles able to keep it in the zone. Gosling's pass from Mullet off the mark. And now Peacock crossed the blue line, feeds it over to Thornton, and Peacock got leveled. My goodness. Spencer Gosling threw the biggest hit of the night so far. Absolutely flattened Christopher Peacock just inside the blue line. He's a little bit slow making his way to the bench. .535 in a face-off upcoming after the puck went over the glass. Rustlers win the draw, and James swings it in behind the net to Gosling. Aykroyd feeds it forward to Fletcher, and he couldn't get to the blue line in time, and the Rustlers go offside. Miller dumps it in. Aykroyd hard on the forecheck, throws a hit behind the net. And Oyen clears it down the ice. Icing is waved off, so Eisman comes out to play it. Goes against the grain to Horn. But Fletcher can't handle the ensuing pass. And Oyen regroups in their own end. Strutt will carry it across the blue line down the left wing. Then he'll get rubbed out along the wall by Horn. Miller with a good hit behind the net as well. And now Mullet just chips it out to center ice. Fletcher needs to go off for a line change so he doesn't chase it down. Horn looking for the reverse hit there, but Rachowski saw it coming. Now the Eagles played in deep once again with 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the opening frame. Miller turned it over behind the net, but Rustlers get away with it as they flip it out to center ice. Horn plays it off the glass. Out to the neutral zone again. And then the Eagles will play it into the near corner. Berg chases it down. Swings it around to Carson James. He was sandwiched there along the wall. Best he can do is flip it in the air out to the neutral zone again. Berg picks it up, settles down the rolling puck, and waits for his teammates to set up a breakout here. It's Carson James trying to feed it forward to Dicker, but his pass goes off a leg. And now Smith skates it in hard down the right wing, but his centering pass off the mark. And now the linesman gets a puck, looks like right up in the rib cage, and we got a quick whistle. I think the referees just wanted to make sure she was okay. But she's a tough one. It's not the first time we've seen her take a puck shot or a dump attempt. And another one. She gets one on the other side just seconds later. Now Leggett sends one out in front, just out of the reach of Fletcher. Tipler gets it to Fletcher down low. He spins around behind the net, gets it back to Tipler. Now Chase Fletcher puts one off the side of the net. Or sorry, Carson Fletcher, I should say. Now Connor James steps in deep, skates in from the point, in behind the net, spins around in the corner, gets it to Leggett. Now back to James. He makes his way back up to the blue line. Fighting off the pressure with one hand, and Blake Fletcher with an incredible opportunity. Another chance at it. A couple of whacks at it at the top of the blue paint. The Rustlers just can't buy one. The Eagles take exception to a couple of Rustler sticks taking whacks at Fildy's pads. And with 2:19 to go, we'll get a break and a face-off coming up. But the Rustlers just had their best scoring opportunity of the first period. Fletcher nearly buried a gorgeous one with the stick between his legs. But Fildy steps up and keeps this a 0-0 hockey game. The referees will try and calm things down here a little bit with a pair of offsetting roughing calls. Brett Leggett for the Rustlers. I didn't see the number for the Eagles. Rustlers win the draw, and a quick shot is kicked aside by Fildy. Comerford throws a hit in the corner, knocks the puck loose, but it's still pinned against the wall. That Eagles stretch pass off the mark, and icing is waved off, so Eisman just chips it into the corner. Oren throws a big high hit, and Miller comes away with the puck. Face Fletcher down the right wing. Tries to slam on the brakes, but loses the handle on the puck. Goslin gets it back in the neutral zone, and Fletcher just chips it into Oyen territory. Vickers' backhand pass knocked out of the air by Hoffman. Rustlers will try again. 1:15 to go here in the first period. Now James gets it forward to Dicker. Nice backhand pass through the legs, and he gets it right back, and then the pass goes through the blue paint and out the other side. Hoffman skates down the right wing. Pivots left, pivots right. Can't find an outlet to pass the puck. Now James sauces it over to Dicker, gets it back to Carson James, tries to get it back to Dicker, but that pass picked off by Smith. Berg from the point. Gets it to Carson James, and a chance on the one-timer. And a great save made by Fildy on Blake Fletcher. The puck will bang off the glass and up into the netting. And we get a whistle with 27.7 seconds to go. Berg from the point. Feeds it down low to Blake Fletcher. Tried to get it to Tipler, but the pass ended up in his skates. And with 18 seconds, the Eagles come the other way. That pass off the mark, though, and now a loose puck at center ice is picked up by Oyen. Sent in deep. Berg will play it back in behind his own net, and the Rustlers just playing keep away for the last few seconds of the first. And the buzzer goes, and that will do it. A scoreless opening 20 minutes here between the Rustlers and the Eagles. Lots of penalties, but the penalty kills have come up huge tonight. We're going to take a break for the intermission, but we'll be back with you soon for the second period in Game 3 of this opening round of the playoffs. Welcome back for the start of the second period, and we are underway. A scoreless tie after the first 20 minutes of play. And the Eagles send it in deep, and the whistle blows for an icing call. Rustlers win the draw, but they're not able to keep it in the zone. And now Thornton skates it through the neutral zone, flips it on the backhand into the corner. Rustlers pick it up, but can't get it out across the line. But Hamilton blocks the shot, picks up the puck, feeds it forward to Connor James. He comes flying in, gets hooked, slides one 5-hole, but Fildy makes the save. The whistle blows. It's going to be a holding penalty. And it will be Trey Martin, a big defenseman, heading to the penalty box. Carson James fans on the shot from the point, and the Eagles are able to clear it down the ice to the Rustler goal line. Quick up from Connor James, and then Hamilton's pass is knocked down. Huxley picks it up, though. Comes in, fires a shot wide of the net. Carson James keeps it inside the blue line. Now Hamilton gets it up to the point to Carson James. Over to Connor James. Connor backs it up. Feeds it over to Adam Huxley. Top of the circle. Fires a shot. Fildy with the save. A loose puck in front, and Dicker puts the backhand shot on net. Kicked aside. Carson James feeds it to his brother. Connor skates towards the wall and then gets dumped. He got ran over by Jordan Hoffman, and the Eagles are able to clear it. Now Fletcher ahead to Huxley. He crosses center ice. Moves it over to Fletcher on the left wing. But the Eagles block the shot and clear the puck down the ice. 30 seconds left in the Rustler power play. Fletcher skates it in behind the net, patiently looking for a passing lane. Finds one, gets it to Mullet, and his shot on goal. Knocked down by Fildy. Blake Fletcher picks up the puck, but the whistle blows as he does so. Think we're going to get a penalty here, maybe, or just the net came off. I'm not too sure. Must have been a net issue. I don't think there's any penalties being handed out here. Now, with just 5 seconds left in the power play, Leggett battles forward in the corner. The Eagles are back to full strength. And the Rustlers get the puck to the point. Miller winds and fires, but he gets knocked down in the traffic in front of the net. Horn changes the angle and sends a low wrist shot towards the net, but it's blocked. He gets the puck back. Fletcher tosses one towards the goal, but an easy save made by Fildy, and we get a whistle. Little over 3 minutes gone here in the second period as the Rustlers win the faceoff. James' shot goes off a stick and flutters to the front of the net, and we get a hand pass called against the Rustlers. Faceoff will come outside the blue line. Hamilton wins draw for the Rustlers, but that cross ice pass didn't connect because Berg had lost an edge. And now chance in tight. And Oyen thought they had scored. The referee says no. Play goes on. Berg goes across the way to James. That knuckle puck couldn't be corralled. Now the Rustlers are offside. They'll have to tag up. The Eagles get the puck in deep, and Fletcher scoops it up and gets it over to Berg. Woodward plays it into the near corner. The Eagles can't connect on that pass. They got a whole lot of back and forth through the neutral zone, and now the Eagles gain the zone. Fire shot on goal. Eisman catches it up high with the blocker, and it bounces into the corner. Goslin boxing out the forechecker in behind the net, but eventually he loses control of it. He's got to be careful back there. He doesn't get a holding call. And Eisman with a good kick save on the shot from the point. Now the Rustlers trying to slow things down a little bit to get it out to the neutral zone. Comerford shovels it ahead to Fletcher. The saucer pass to Comerford in front of the net, and he can't tap it in. Now Horn has to hustle back. The Eagles heading north. That drop pass led to a Eagles turnover. Now the puck in the skates of an Eagles player who was heading to the bench. Von Strutt didn't know where it was, but his teammate couldn't come on the ice, and they would have taken it too many men. Now the Rustlers are behind their own net. It's Horn. Gets it up ice. Tipler from in front of the Rustler bench flips it into the Oyen zone. The Eagles pick it up. Quickly work it down the left wing, but Peacock couldn't pick up that pass. And now from in behind the Oyen net, puck rings around the wall. Berg gets it at the point. Fletcher was trying to go to Carson Fletcher at the point. Now Carson gets it there. His shot tipped wide of the net. He's able to keep the puck in the zone here. Carson James sends it down low to Hamilton. Hamilton to Berg. Berg puts a shot on net. Fildy kicks it away. Hamilton picks up the rebound in the corner. Now he turns and fires from the slot, but fanned on the shot. Fletcher from the point sends it down low to Carson James. Fletcher gets it back, fires a shot, blocker save made. From the corner, the Eagles play it up the wall. They're not able to chip it out to the neutral zone, but they do on the second opportunity. And now Fletcher clips it up along the wall, can't get out of the zone, but the Rustlers get it back. And now they do. Out to center ice is Aykroyd. Puck got caught up in the linesman's skates. The Rustlers able to get it deep. Now Aykroyd gets hauled down. Able to get the puck into the zone, but not very deep. We have a sloppy second period for both sides here so far, but that shot from Swenson goes high and over the net. Now Thornton will dump it in. Gosselin steps out from behind his own net, feeds it forward to Comerford. Tries to split the D, but he gets muscled off the puck. And now the Rustlers can't keep it inside the blue line. They're going to have to tag up. Smigelski can't handle that puck in his skates. Tipler sends it down the ice. Leggett trying to chase it down now. Martin gets to it first, chips it up the wall to Smigelski. And now a chance here as Jaden Smith came flying down the right wing, but his shot ends up right in the breadbasket of Thomas Eisman, and he holds on for the whistle. Happy to hear Rustler superfan Devin Skipton tuning in from Mexico. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. It's a good week to be in Mexico. It's cold up here. Rustlers win the draw. Played around the wall. Dicker got tied up, but Hamilton's there to pick it up. Carson James sends the puck in deep. Fildy comes out to play, but the Rustlers, hard on the forecheck, nearly had a play out in front, but Hamilton got tied up. And now Miller from right in front of the penalty box is here. Feeds it across to Dicker. He gets it across the blue line. James picks up the pass to the open wing. Miller skates it into the corner, sends it out in front, and that puck trickles in on goal, and Fildy holds on for the whistle. Of course, a special thanks to those watching from Oyen as well. We got some great viewership these last two games of the playoffs. I'm sure there are plenty of folks, Eagles fans out there in Oyen tuning in. It looks like there's plenty of Eagles fans here in the crowd too, which is awesome. Great to see those folks from Oyen make the trip. 10 minutes, 20 seconds left in this second period as the Rustlers skated out across the blue line, but nothing doing on that pass across the point. And now Rude gets it across to Rachowski. He takes his time and finds Swenson, who just chips that pass deep into the Wainwright zone. And we get a whistle here. I believe that is going to be offside. Four seconds past the halfway point in regulation, and still a scoreless hockey game. Eisman and Tilde have stood tall tonight. Tilde especially. The Rustlers have 21 shots on goal already. Eisman's made 10 saves to this point, and the Eagles take an icing, so we'll get a face-off in the offensive zone for Wainwright. Line's been taking her time, and now she drops the puck, and the Eagles win the faceoff. They ring it around the wall and chip it out of the zone. Connor James chasing it down. The big rig, Race Materi, hard on the forecheck, forces a turnover, and his backhander goes wide. And then a shot from the corner is scooped up by Eisman, and we'll get a whistle. Hoffman wins the draw for the Eagles. And that shot from Mischowski goes off a Rustler and into the corner. Leggett flips it out to the neutral zone, and now Miller skates it down the right wing. A fancy little move. And he scores! The goal from Ty Miller! Oh my goodness. The wily vet with a heck of a move to play it between the defender's feet as he flies down the right wing and then goes far down over Fildy to break the tie. It's 1-0 for the Rustlers on a highlight reel goal. Now it's Blake Fletcher down the right wing. He skates to the outside, tries a centering pass looking for Tippler, but it was behind him. Carson Fletcher from center ice flips it into the far corner. And Blake Fletcher picks up the puck, goes to the back post, but Mullet couldn't get a stick on it. And then Woodward tosses one on goal, and Fildy will hold on to that one for a face-off. .8:20 to go here in the second period as Miller finally breaks the tie. And Oyen off the draw, plays it up the wall and out to center ice. Goslin's there to pick it up at his own blue line. That pass from Connor James, a little out of the reach of Chase Fletcher, and we get an icing call. Off the face-off, Goslin plays it up the wall, but can't get it out of the zone. And that puck goes off a Rustler stick up into the netting. And the whistle blows. Hamilton wins the draw against Thornton. And Goslin cuts around the short side of the net, feeds it up to James. And now Hamilton pokes it forward. He finds Dicker. He skates around the back of the net, but gets rubbed out along the wall. Swenson plays it in right on goal. Eisman sends that puck up the wall, and now Connor James picks it up. Feeds it forward to Dicker. He's got Hamilton with him. He goes all the way across to Carson James on the other side, and his shot goes off a skate. Rude circles back in his own end. Feeds it ahead to Thornton. He gets dumped by Ty Miller. Fletcher skates it across the blue line, cuts to the middle of the ice, cuts to the outside, and fires a shot high and wide of the net. Miller's able to keep it in the zone, but his shot doesn't make it through the traffic. Hoffman skates around Leggett, plays it off the glass and down the ice, but he hadn't reached the red line. So the icing call is made, and we'll get a face-off with 6:39 left in the second period. Rustlers win the draw straight back to Cole Horn. He fires a hard shot that's steered aside by Fildy. Ratty tried to make a play on it, but lost an edge, giving the Rustlers a chance to do something, but they couldn't get a shot on goal, and Oyen able to chip the puck out. Rzuchowski skates out from behind his own net, feeds it forward to Thornton down the left wing. He skates around the outside on Miller, tries to cut in front of the net, and took out Eisman in the process. He's without his goaltender's paddle right now. And Rzuchowski from the point. His shot wide of the net. Eisman now playing with a skater stick, as Horn had given him his. And that shot from the point right on the logo of the chest of Eisman. And the whistle blows, and he'll get his paddle back. Crafty little play there by Dorwix, winning the faceoff to himself. Had a good little scoring chance there. The Rustlers knock it out of harm's way, and now that shot goes off the Rustler, sticking into the corner. Woodward picks off a pass, and now he's off to the races, trying to chase this one down. But Martin got there first and plays it in behind his own net. Dorwix through the neutral zone, skates it out across the blue line. Looks for the tip out in front, and he got a little piece of it, but not enough. And now in behind the net. Puck squirts loose onto Mullet's stick. They'll flip it out to center ice. Carson James trying to chase it down. Dumanowski beat him to it. Banged it off the wall. And now the Eagles chip it into the zone, but Hamilton's there to pick it up. His pass goes off Peacock, and the Eagles able to keep the puck in deep. Dicker gets it to Carson James. Now over to Hamilton. His shot wide of the net. White played it off the wall and out to the neutral zone. Rustlers just send it back in deep. Now White picks it up again. Plays it up the left wing, but the Rustlers steal it away. Goslin gets it to Dicker. Nice little toe drag, looking for the second toe drag, but it's kicked away, and Goslin picks it up at the blue line. He sends a puck towards the net, kicked aside by Fildy. Leggett chips it off the wall to himself, and then cycles it back down low. And the Eagles play it around the wall. Materi couldn't get to it, and it goes for an icing call with 3:39 left to go in the second period. Oyen won the draw, and Materi got a stick on that puck in the air to bang it down the ice. Miller sends it deep and rings it around the boards. Now Huxley from behind the net. A chance at the side of the goal for Fletcher, but nothing doing there, and the puck ends up at the point on Horn's stick. They'll send it back in deep to Ackroyd. Huxley's shot is knocked down, and the Eagles able to clear. Thornton puts a shot on goal through traffic. Eisman kicks it aside, and the Rustlers pick up the rebound. It's Huxley at center ice. It's him versus three white jerseys, so he'll chip it in and get off the ice for a change. Now Thornton down the left wing. Puts a backhander on net. Eisman makes the save, and then he's going to reel it in with his stick and hold on for a whistle. 2.5 minutes to go before the buzzer in this second frame. Fletcher's pass gets knocked down by Smith. Now the Rustlers trying to get it out of the zone. Tippler tried to play it up the wall, but couldn't get much on it. So he skates it in behind the net, reverts his course, and his pass a little off the mark. The Eagles able to keep it in, but a good defensive play by Carson Fletcher to break up that opportunity. Tippler now skating it through the neutral zone. Gets knocked off his stick, but he stays with it. But the Rustlers were just a little bit offside. And we'll get a face-off outside the blue line with less than 2 minutes to go. Comerford in for the draw, and he wins it. Now Woodward skates it into the left corner. Tries to feed it out in front to Comerford. But a good defensive stick by Bolke breaks up that opportunity. James from behind his own net. He fans on the pass, and now a chance in tight for the Eagles. And the captain had a point-blank scoring opportunity, and Eisman stands him up and retains this 1-goal lead, and then a weird little play there. Smigelski had another chance, and I'm not sure if that puck was deflected, but Eisman looked a little off balance. Wasn't sure where that puck was. Thankfully, it scooted through the blue paint, and now Carson James picks it up, carries it across the blue line, and fires a shot wide. Horn feeds it forward to Hamilton and then to Dicker. He comes in, sends a pass out in front to Carson James, but his stick got tied up. Dorwick sends the puck in deep, and Horn chases it down. Dorwicks is in there. Hamilton helping out for the Rustlers. Strutt jumps in. And Horn comes away with it. Only momentarily, though. He's tied up in the corner once again, and now we get a whistle. It's going to be a roughing call. And I think it's going against Oyen. It will. It's going against Kyle Dorwicks. With 12.6 seconds left in the second period, the Rustlers will go on the power play. Rustlers win the draw. Huxley gets it to James at the point. He plays it in deep. Fletcher picks it up in the corner, but can't get it to Carson James at the point, and that will do it for this middle frame. The Rustlers take a 1-0 lead on one of the slickest goals you'll see from Ty Miller, the veteran defenseman. And when we return for the third period, the Rustlers will have 1:48 of power play time in their favor. And if you want to stick around during the intermission here, after all the players leave the ice, we'll have a puck toss. You'll see a flood of orange pucks hit the ice as the Rustlers host a puck toss in support of Kids Sport, raising money for the local organization helping kids play the sports that they love. So we'll do that before the flood, and then we'll be back after intermission for the start of the third period, which should be an exciting one, so don't go far. Welcome back, folks. We're ready for the start of the third period. And the Rustlers are beginning this third on the power play. They've got 1 minute and 40 seconds of power play time remaining as Huxley skates it across the blue line. His centering pass goes off a stick and in behind the net. And now the puck hops up in the air. James knocks it down but loses an edge. And now the Eagles skate it down the ice. They fire a shot high over the net. That's Hoffman. Then they dump it in, killing more time off this penalty. Huxley will pick it up behind his own net and then leave it there for Carson James. He skates around Thornton on the forecheck. James across the blue line, across the way to Huxley on the right wing. He gets to the point to Connor James. Down to Fletcher in the corner. Now James at the point again. Now Fletcher just below the dot. Looking for a passing lane. Can't find one yet. Just gets it up to James at the point. Huxley at the top of the circle fires a shot off the side of the goal along the ice. And the Eagles able to clear. Connor James with it now. Out across his own blue line. Now across the Oyen blue line. He's got a stick up in his midsection. He gets it across to Goslin with the shot. That one's blocked. And now Thornton with speed down the left wing. The Eagles are back to full strength. Thornton puts a shot on goal and Eisman kicks it away. Leggett picks up the rebound, feeds it across to Tippler. Down the left wing, out across the line, skates it in deep, and his sharp angle shot goes off the shoulder of Fildy. Up in the air, and the Eagles scoop up the rebound. Brzezinski spins around in his own end, buys himself a little bit of time, gets to the red line, and dumps it in. Eisman will play it up the wall to Mullet. A little chip forward. Fletcher picks it up. Blake Fletcher cuts to the middle of the ice, loses control, and the puck trickles into the corner. The Eagles able to bat it down the ice towards the Rustler blue line. A little miscommunication for the Rustlers there at the red line. The Miller is able to pick it up, get it to Horn. His pass to Woodward is tipped deep into the corner. Now Woodward has it pinned there. But the Eagles poke it loose. They're not able to clear, though, and Mullet spins and fires a shot towards the net, but into the corner. Hamilton picks it up there. Steps around one defender. And around a second, and the Rustlers bang one off the crossbar. Carson James on the one-timer had a great opportunity and hit the red paint. Wainwright able to keep it in the zone. Carson fires a shot, goes off a stick, and rings around the boards. Hamilton is able to pick it up and play it in behind the net. The Eagles get to it first. And it's Piers playing it up the glass. And it goes over the glass and into the crowd, and a young fan rushing to pick it up. She's very excited. 16-16 left to go in this third period. The Rustlers leading by 1 in a tightly contested Game 3 of the opening round of this East Central Alberta Senior Hockey League playoff matchup. Now Strutt down the right wing. Cuts to the middle of the ice, puck bouncing on him a little bit, and he's able to pick it up again in the corner. Comerford knocks the puck loose. So now the Eagles get it back. It's Dorwicks in the corner. But he loses the handle. And Chase Fletcher picks it up, feeding it forward to Aykroyd. And now Fletcher. Chase Fletcher with speed is backhander knocked down by the glove of Fildy. He's able to keep it inside the blue line, and Aykroyd takes a whack at it to get a little deeper. Blake Fletcher picks it up in the corner, sends it to Aykroyd behind the net. But the Eagles pick it off, play it off the glass. Not out of the zone yet. Leggett picks it up, keeps it inside the blue line, gets it to Fletcher, but the pass was in his skates, and he couldn't do much with it. Now Dumanowski gets knocked off the puck. Goslin battling for it there. The Eagles able to get it back, and Rachowski from the point puts a shot right on goal, but Eisman swallows that one up. Oyen wins the draw, but the ensuing shot goes off a stick and into the corner. The Rustler captain picks it up. Berg drops it for Fletcher. Goes off the wall. And now Hamilton comes in flying and a chance, but what a save by Fildy! Sprawling from his right to his left and makes a highlight reel save to keep this a one-score hockey game. Ticket number 034. Another Rustler game. A no 50-50 win for this guy. Now Hamilton from behind the net tries to cycle it around the Carson James. The Eagles play it off the glass, and then they get it out of the zone. Connor James from the red line swings it in deep. Fildy plays it up the wall. Bouncing puck. The Rustlers keep it in momentarily. But now Thornton with speed down the right wing tries to toe drag around Connor James, but nothing doing. The Eagles keep control and a chance at the side of the goal for the captain. And then Eisman with what a glove save. Sprawling out to make the grab and keep the Eagles off the board. A great opportunity for Oyen to tie the game, but Tommy Eisman said, no, sir. .13:46 left in this third period. Comerford wins the draw. Miller's pass knocked down, but he picks it right back up. Gains the red line, tries to get it deep. Rustlers are able to pick up the puck off the Oyen stick, and Comerford brings it around the wall. Woodward plays it down low for Mullet. He fans on the pass. The second opportunity, though. And the Eagles steal it away. Can't get it out across that blue paint, though. And now Mullet from the corner. Sends a puck in front of the net. Nobody there to pick it up, but Mullet gets it at the point. His shot right into the breadbasket as Mullet gets dumped right in front of the net. Taylor Pierce upending Mullet right in the crease. And the linesmen quickly jump in to prevent any shenanigans. And we get a bad draw, so we'll do it over again. Fletcher tossed out of the faceoff circle, so Tipler will take his place. And Tipler wins the faceoff. Horn plays it in deep. Fletcher got a stick on it. And Tipler able to play the puck in behind the net. A chance out in front. And Leggett had the puck on his stick, but couldn't pull the trigger on a shot. Martin from behind his own net. It's held up. Fletcher steals the puck away, skates it out to the half wall, gets the horn at the point. His shot fanned on a little bit and goes wide of the net. And now the referee's hand goes up, and we're going to get a whistle. Looks like Tipler might be headed to the box. It's going to be a cross check against Ryder Tipler. And trailing by one, the Oyen Eagles will head to the power play. If things don't get too out of hand here, as there's some words and some shoves being exchanged as players head back to their respective benches. Huxley seemed to be having a spicy conversation with Lane Swenson. And nothing comes of that just yet. Huxley in for the draw against Thornton, and Thornton wins it. And a chance there, and Eisman with a great save off the one-time period. Huxley wins the draw this time and plays it off the wall himself and down the ice. Now Thornton down the right wing. Tries to cut to the middle of the ice, but Comerford got a stick on the puck, and the Rustlers able to clear. Berg got a stick on that pass to break it up, but wasn't able to get it down the ice, and then a shot from Lane Swenson from the top of the circle off the blocker of Eisman and up into the netting. One minute, 14 seconds remaining in the Tipler penalty. 11:46 left in the third period. Hamilton wins the draw for the Rustlers. They play it off the glass and down the ice. Heavy forecheck by Carson James. Forces Hoffman to circle back and slow things down. They played ahead to Smith, and he'll skate it out across the blue line. Chipping it down low to Dorwicks. And then Smith's pass back to the point, but there was nobody there. So the Eagles will have to try again. Now Smith from the dot fires a shot on goal, and Eisman knocks it down and jumps on it for the whistle. As we're down to 30 seconds remaining in the Rustler penalty kill. Wainwright wins the draw, and Miller skates it behind the net, but can't hold on to it. The Eagles with a pass into the slot. The Dorwicks was upended, and now the Rustlers have numbers shorthanded. It's Huxley with the puck on the stick. He has Berg. Huxley shoots. He scores! And the Rustlers with a big goal to take a 2-score lead as we approach the halfway mark of the third. And Tipler steps back out onto the ice. Rustlers back to even strength. Tipler gets the puck, tries the centering pass looking for Fletcher, but he can't pick it up. Rustlers able to keep the puck in deep. And now the Eagles clear. Out to center ice, but Leggett knocks it down. That pass to Fletcher was behind him, but the Eagles knocked it down for him. He tried feeding it over to Tipler on the left wing, but the pass out of his reach. And then Tippler throws a big hit. The referee's arm was already in the air for a Rustler penalty. And Tippler, who just spent 2 minutes in the box and then had a quick rush, is heading right back to the box. 2 minutes for tripping, and the captain, Josh Berg, stops by the penalty box, gave a little tap on the glass, and told Ryder, hey, settle down a little bit, kid. We got this. Good leadership from the Rustler captain. Now Dumanowski gets his pocket picked. Woodward not able to clear it, though. A second chance here for the Rustlers, possibly. And they do get it out across the blue line, but not very deep. Dumanowski gets it to Thornton. He'll skate it into the zone. Tries the toe drag, but gets stood up by Berg. And now from the far corner, the Eagles pick it up. Firing a shot on net, but wide. I think Eisman may have got a piece of that with his glove. But now from the point, Dumanowski. They get it down low. It's Thornton working it up to the point, but that pass out of the reach of Bolke. And now the Eagles regroup. Dumanowski chips it into the zone. And now Smigelsky chasing it into the corner. Gorwicks from behind the net tries to feed it out in front, but Miller got a skate on it. Plays it towards the wall. He loses an edge, but Hamilton was there to back him up and play the puck down the ice. 20 seconds left in this Tippler penalty. As the Rustlers force a turnover here in front of the timekeeper's booth. Huxley plays it to the far corner. And I believe he gave them both 10-minute penalties, so they'll sit and watch the rest of this one. Oyen wins the faceoff. Sends it into Wainwright zone. As Tippler steps out of the box, he receives the pass. Drops it to Fletcher. Fletcher fires a shot, but just wide of the net. James steers one into the near corner. Fletcher can't handle the rolling puck. Leggett there to back him up. But now Rude will pick it up behind his own net. Oh, sorry. It was 2 minutes each for unsportsmanlike, offsetting minors, those penalties. And then Tippler throws a good hit just inside the Oyen blue line, but the Eagles come the other way quickly, trying to set something up. But that centering pass picked off by Goslin, and then immediately the referee's arm goes in the air. And Tippler, for the third time in about 5 minutes, is heading to the box. It's going to be 2 minutes for slashing. And Ryder Tippler is making himself at home in the penalty box. He hasn't even, Ryder Tippler hasn't been to the bench in about 6.5 minutes of gameplay. But he's been enjoying that cozy penalty box. 7 minutes, 11 seconds to go in this one. It's a 2-0 Rustler lead. And now along the half wall, it's Thornton looking for an outlet. Can't find one. Throws it towards the front of the net. The tip goes into the corner. Now Ratty throws it out in front, looking for Thornton. It ends up back at the point, and that shot from Dumanowski was blocked by Comerford. The Rustlers quickly go for a change on the penalty kill. Berg picks up the loose puck and sends it all the way down the ice. Thornton goes across the way to Smigelski. He can't get the puck deep, and the Rustlers able to chip it out of the zone. Wimanowski chases it down, gets it to Smith. He chips it forward, and he put himself offside, and the whistle blows. Eagles win the draw. Rashowski, from just inside his own blue line, was being pressured. All he could do was chip it off the wall, and the Rustlers able to send it back in deep. 35 seconds left in the Eagles' power play. Rude skates it down the left wing. It gets chopped off his stick. And now Smith gets it at the point, but Goslin with a big block shot. The captain skates it around the zone to the point. His shot is blocked. And now Smigelski in the corner gets it poked off his stick, and the Rustler is able to just barely get it out across the blue line. Big hit there from Goslin on Strutt. Berg picks up the loose puck, plays it off the wall in front of the Rustler bench, and all the way down the ice. And that will go for icing with exactly 5 minutes remaining on the game clock. I think we might have a timeout here. I think it's timeout Rustlers. With 5 minutes to go in regulation, they're leading by 2. 30 seconds. Sorry, it was an Oyen timeout, which would make a lot more sense. They catch their breath, try to draw something up here. We got 5-on-5 hockey with 5 minutes to go. And the Eagles trailing by 2 here in a tied series in game 3. Thornton wins the draw, and a quick shot from Logan Bolke is snagged out of the air by Eisenman. And a quick whistle. A partial line change for the Rustlers. The Eagles keep the 5 out there that they already had on the ice. And the Rustlers win the draw. Miller plays it around the wall, but not out of the zone. And the referee's arm is in the air. Looks like it was about to be a Rustler power play. And then Miller decided to punch Swenson right in the face. And I think we're going to get offsetting minors. Or maybe it was just a Miller penalty to begin with. The whistle hadn't blown with the Rustlers in possession of the puck, so I thought it was an Oyen penalty. It's going to be Ty Miller heading to the box, and the Eagles will go on the power play with 4:50 left in the third period, and they will have the man advantage. Rustlers with possession off the draw, they flip it up in the air and down the ice. It's a slashing call against Miller. And now Thornton through the neutral zone, cross the blue line. Skates it in deep. He goes, sends a backhander out in front of the net, and then picks up his own rebound. Bolke being harassed by Hamilton, trying to find somewhere to go with the puck. Fletcher steals it away and clears it. And now we got a hand pass. Whistle blows with 4:05 left on the clock. Eagles win the draw. And they move it up ice. It's Hoffman playing it into the corner. It rings around the boards. Berg throws a hit, but the puck had already gone past, so he's going to take an interference penalty. And just like that, with a 2-goal lead and 3:50 left in the third period, Rustlers will have 1 minute and 1 second of a 5-on-3 penalty kill to deal with. Looks like the PK unit for the Rustlers is going to be Blake Fletcher with Spencer Gosselin and Cole Horn. And the Eagles win the faceoff. 24. Smith at the top of the circle goes across to the left wing. That shot blocked by Gosselin. The second shot scooped up by Heisman as it rolled on net. .50 seconds remaining in the first wrestler penalty to Miller. And the Eagles win the draw again. Rude from the right side plays it down low. It's Dorwick sending one out in front. The Rustlers able to clear it out of harm's way, but not out of the zone. And now Fildy heads to the bench. A good shot block there by Gosselin and a sprawling effort by Cole Horn to knock the puck into the neutral zone. We've got 6-on-3 as the goaltender is pulled. And the Eagles trying to find their way back into this one. But Cole Horn with a big hit and a great play to clear the puck down the ice. 3 minutes to go in this third period. 10 seconds until Ty Miller steps back out on the ice as Smith skates it into the zone and rings it around the boards. Carson Fletcher takes a whack at it but can't clear it. The Eagles keep it in the zone. That centering pass knocked down by Fletcher, and the pass goes right through the blue paint and out the other side. Smith able to keep it in, but then Connor James knocks it down, and he's got time and space. Connor James makes it 3-0 and puts the nail in the coffin in this game 3. Still 2:32 to go, but the Rustlers with a 3-0 lead. What's your name? It's on the line. Go in. One in. It's okay. Goal 32. Games 32. Draw. Leggett picks up the puck just inside his own blue line, and the Rustlers are going to take their time here. Gosselin hanging out in the corner, plays it across the way to Cole Horn. Horn sends it down the ice, and Leggett trying to chase it down. That took a weird hop in the corner. Almost ended up right on net. And Fildy played it in the corner where Thornton picked it up. Skates it across the blue line now. And the Eagles couldn't pick up that puck that just came to a dead stop on the faceoff dot. Now they get it back. In behind the net is Thornton. He loses a glove, and now we got arms in the air by the referees. We got A brouhaha in behind the net. Miller. He's got his helmet off. He's got his gloves off. Is that Miller? Oh, I think that's Leggett throwing some shots in there. Things are getting feisty down there deep in Wainwright territory. That was Brett Leggett getting all fired up behind the net, throwing shots. He's got no helmet and one glove as he heads to the penalty box. All kinds of players still tied up behind the net. The linesman trying to break it up. Cole Horn's in there, mixing it up. And now Cole Ackroyd trying to get things started with Caden Dumanowski, the referee in between the two of them. And the ref is saying, Dumanowski, head to the showers, bud. The linesman escorted Cole Horn to the penalty box now. And it's Ty Miller and Logan Bolke, the gentlemen they are, picking up the shrapnel in behind the net now. We've got a minute 38 left in this one. We'll see how this situation shakes out penalty wise. Both captains standing just outside timekeeper's booth, waiting to get an explanation from the referees. The officials still talking things over. So we'll talk about what's yet to come. These two teams will face off tomorrow night in game 4 of this series, the best of 5. Tomorrow night in Oyen. I believe it's at 7:30 p.m. puck drop. And from what I've been told, Oyen has one heck of a live stream. So if you want to tune in, you can do so and check out the feed from Oyen. And then if a game 5 is required, it will be back here in Wainwright as the Rustlers were the 2 seed heading into the playoffs. And if that were the case, it would be Sunday at 6 p.m. And of course, we would have all the action here on YouTube. But of course, the Rustlers in a perfect world are hoping to hold on to this 3-0 lead for the next minute 38 and then put the series to bed in Oyen tomorrow night. But Oyen has been a tough place to play for the Rustlers. So we'll see how tomorrow night goes on the road. Looks like things are all sorted. All right. So it appears that the Rustlers will have the power play when all is said and done. And Huxley apparently has some choice words for the referee after things were all settled out, sorted out. And the referee says, I don't want to hear it. Head to the room. So he is done for the night. Rustlers win the draw, and it's Ty Miller at center ice, dropping it for Berg. Up for Comerford across the blue line as the Rustlers set up their power play here to close out the night. And a chance in tight for Dicker trying to get a redirect, but couldn't beat Fildy. Comerford's pass picked off. The Rustlers get it right back. Miller from his own blue line gets it ahead to Comerford. Nice little backhand pass over to Dicker, but Fildy swallows that one up and gets the whistle. 57.6 seconds to go. Fletcher in for the draw, but Oyen wins it. Skated around the back of the net and send it out to center ice. Goslin taking his time, killing some seconds off the clock, and now Fletcher down the right wing. He gets it knocked off his stick. Aykroyd there to pick up the puck. Now Goslin from the left point skates in a little bit and goes to the back post, but Aykroyd couldn't get a stick on it. Fletcher now from the dot. Fires a shot up high on Fildy. It's knocked down. And we get a whistle. I think we had an equipment malfunction with Fildy. His mask came loose. And the referees blow it dead. .8 seconds left in this one as the Rustlers look to finish this out and come away with a victory and take their first lead in this best of 5 series. And now the referee's trying to sort something out here again in the dying moments of this game. And they're going to send Spencer Goslin to the penalty box. He's none too pleased about it. The Rustlers still with 5 skaters on the ice, so I'm not sure what the situation was there. The Rustlers win the draw and get it to Miller at the point. He winds and fires looking for a deflection from Woodward. Couldn't get a stick on it. Fletcher spins and fires it down low. Puts a little tip on goal, but Fildy makes a save with 5.9 seconds left on the clock. As the time ticks down and the buzzer goes, and that will do it. The Rustlers win game 3. Thomas Eisenman with a 25 save shutout in game 3, backstopping his team to a victory, and the Rustlers take a 2-1 lead in the best of 5 series. They'll try to close it out tomorrow night in Oyen. But if they don't, we'll be back here for game 5 on Sunday at 6 p.m. What an exciting night of hockey here in Wainwright on a Friday night. Thank you for joining us from Wainwright, from Oyen, from Mexico, from wherever you are. Thanks for supporting us and enjoying a great hockey game along with us tonight. And we will see you next time. But until then, as always, stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you soon.